The name's Reviews. IMO Reviews. That's strong. Ooh. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing the latest James Bond movie, No Time to Die. I will not be discussing spoilers. You are safe to continue if you have not yet seen it. Before we go any further though, if you could be a dear and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. It really does mean a lot to me, so thank you if you do. So, No Time to Die is the farewell movie for Daniel Craig as James Bond. So what did I like about No Time to Die? Well, the first hour was fantastic. I was all on board. There were very subtle changes within that first hour that you wouldn't normally expect from a Bond film, but were very welcome because it was new and it was interesting and I hadn't seen it done before. The opening scene almost plays out like a home invasion movie, which was really quite interesting. I also enjoyed that they took time to actually try and give some character to Bond beyond the action figurine that he really is on that surface level. They do show him being frustrated, they do show him being at losses and ends and not really knowing how to immediately get out of the situation, and he does feel quite isolated at times in this movie, like he has nowhere else to turn. I thought all of that was great, and I did like that that was added to the character of James Bond beyond just a shagging and killing machine. And through that first hour, the pace was excellent. I was following the story. The plot hadn't really kicked into gear, but I was following the story and I thought the action scenes were so damn good. I mean, they really are anyway in Bond movies, but here it just was very visceral. It felt like there was a threat at all times. During any car chase or gunfight, fist fight, it did have a very personal and grounded feel to it. I thought the performances all round were really good. Actually, I thought the supporting cast were actually better than Daniel Craig. This isn't his best performance in my opinion. There are several times where he seemed a little disinterested and like he really couldn't be asked and he really wasn't going to give that much to it. I've seen a lot of people say that this is his best one and I didn't really see that until the finale personally. I thought everything prior to the finale, he just had a very single monotone look of expression on his face. But as I previously mentioned, I thought the supporting cast were fantastic. This might be the best set of supporting characters in a Bond film, at least in the Craig era. I do like that they tried to add a bit of depth to the character of M. Looking back, however, at the finished product, I don't know how necessary it was really, but it was nice that they did it. He wasn't just guy sat behind desk from start to finish. The character who stole the show for me was Ana de Armas, and just, I mean, hi. But her gorgeous looks aside, her performance and the character that she is portraying was incredible. I thought it was such a nice breath of fresh air to the Bond franchise. She had a relatability to her because she liked to drink and she was a little bit clumsy at times, you know, her nerves would get to her. And I mean, that's just one of the most human things ever. I thought she had a fantastic chemistry with Bond and it wasn't even a sexual chemistry, which was really nice actually, to just see Bond and a woman working together without having to be sexually involved somehow. It was just colleagues. I thought they were great together and I personally would love to see more of this Ana de Armas character. However, I did have some issues with Latasha Lynch, I believe her name is. It isn't that she's bad or that her performance is bad. I thought that the writing of her character was poor. She as an actress can only deliver what the script gives her. Her character is far too serious, far too stoic, far too moody, far too competitive. And in truth, we don't actually have any reason or understanding as to why, apart from she's just quite moody. She's not a very nice person to hang around with. She's very much a lone wolf in this film, and she feels very detached to everything else that's going on. And I just want to be abundantly clear that I'm not having a go at the actress. I really do believe this falls in the writing. Because when you take the character for what it is and you look at the performance and how it was delivered, she's actually very good. She has very good eye acting, if that makes sense. She's very good at doing like those slow blinks and giving those stares that say so much, where she's just looking at you and you can tell she's thinking you're a fucking idiot, or she's laughing on the inside. She's very good at that. At least with Ana de Armas, they gave her Daniel Craig to work off. There was a chemistry there, and it made it come to life. They don't do that with Latasha Lynch's character. She is almost grumpy and angry towards Bond, and Bond is just sort of there going, what the fuck did I do? Why do you not like me? I don't get this beef we apparently have. It could have worked if they had a reason to have a beef, and Bond actually was snapping back at her and sort of saying, look, fuck off, give me a chance, you know, like, I've been doing this job for a while, maybe I know what I'm doing. But that just isn't there, so she just seems to stand out like a sore thumb to me as this very grumpy person who just doesn't need to really be here, which is a real shame because I feel like there's potential there, but it just hasn't been recognised to its full ability. The weakest performance for me is Rami Malek, unfortunately. I'm a fan of his. I think he is coming out the gates pretty strong in these last few years with his performances. Here, my God, is he forgettable. He is the stereotypical Bond villain. He is the Bond villain that comes into your mind when I say the word Bond villain. Crap European accent, mumbling his words, completely monotone, no expression, no depth, no real understanding as to why he even wants to do the evil things that he does. It doesn't really make sense at all. He feels fictional. He feels like a fictional character. He doesn't feel like that much of a threat. His goons and his henchmen are so cartoonish and don't belong here compared to everything else the film has offered. It's not good. I have to just be honest with that. I didn't enjoy him in this film. Then the first hour of the movie finished and we hit the middle part of the film. And things got very boring very quickly. We start dragging up old plots that I am just done with now. I'm just done with it. I don't fucking care about Blofeld and all that shit. It's just, can we do something more interesting than the same villain for the past 40 odd years of this franchise? Leave it alone. It's done. Stop fucking around with it. It's getting annoying and it's removing any weight that relationship originally had. And I thought after that it was going to get back to the action and kick into gear again, and it just sort of doesn't. It just sort of stays in second gear. We've got more plot exposition to sit through for another 20 minutes of the movie. What's really frustrating about No Time to Die is for all the waffle and chit chat that you sit through, and then for what the finale becomes, like what the plot essentially boils down to, it's an awful lot of fucking talking for something as simple and basic as that. I've seen other films take this plot and do it in 90 minutes, and you're telling me you needed 2 hours and 40 to deliver one of the most basic save the girl type of plots you can come up with. Really? The earlier Bond films are all still quite fresh in my memory, and I could not help but think that this, No Time to Die, was a complete and utter rehash of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. This absolutely hits very similar plot notes, and that's just lazy. It doesn't justify its runtime. It could be a whole lot better, a whole lot tighter. There are characters in this that do not need to be here. The plot is very basic, very simple, and ultimately uninteresting, and a lot of controversial calls made with characters throughout, which is bold of them. I don't necessarily agree with all of them. I'm going to give No Time to Die a 7 out of 10. I've got to be honest, it's a kind 7. Realistically, for me, I would very easily give this a 6 out of 10. But I'm being kind with that additional point because the action scenes really did lift the material. And side performances from the likes of Ralph Fiennes and Ana de Armas also were a very nice treat to have. So I'm feeling kind. I'll give them the 7 when, in my heart of hearts, it's more of a 6. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment as well. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.